when he came in, obviously the image was always there, but I never took the image heavy on me because obviously he's my dad and obviously he's the best, he is good. I have to make my path, so I will not let, didn't want that to affect me because I have to pave my path.
When you think of Bollywood royalty, certain names immediately spring to mind. But behind the glitz and glamour of the silver screen lies a story that goes much deeper than box office numbers and award ceremonies. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of Indian cinema's most fascinating dynasties. This is the untold story of Sunny Deol's family, a saga that spans generations, crosses continents, and reveals secrets that will leave you speechless. Picture this. A young man from a small village dreams of making it big in the film industry. Fast forward decades later, and that same man becomes the patriarch of a legendary acting dynasty that continues to captivate audiences worldwide. But what happens behind closed doors when the cameras stop rolling? What sacrifices were made? What battles were fought? And what price was paid for fame? The story begins with Dharmendra, born Dharam Singh Deol in 1935 in a modest Punjabi family. His journey to stardom wasn't handed to him on a silver platter. Growing up in pre-independence India, young Dharmendra faced challenges that would have broken lesser men. His father worked as a school headmaster, and the family lived a simple life far removed from the glittering world of cinema. But destiny had other plans. In the late 1950s, a talent contest would change everything. Dharmendra's rugged good looks and natural charisma caught the attention of filmmaker Arjun Hingorani, who offered him his first break in the 1960 film Dil Bhitara Hum Bhitere. Little did anyone know that this moment would mark the beginning of a cinematic legacy that would span over 6 decades. What made Dharmendra special wasn't just his acting ability, it was his authenticity, his ability to connect with audiences across all social strata. Whether he was playing the romantic hero or the action star, there was something genuinely relatable about his performances. This wasn't manufactured stardom. This was raw, unfiltered talent that resonated with millions. The turning point came when Dharmendra met Hema Malini, the woman who would become not just his co-star, but his life partner. Their love story reads like a Bollywood script itself. She was already established as the dream girl of Indian cinema, graceful, talented, and beloved by fans nationwide. He was the rugged action hero with a heart of gold. Their on-screen chemistry in films like Sholay and Sita Aur Geeta was electric, but their off-screen romance was even more captivating. But here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Dharmendra was already married to Prakash Kaur, with whom he had 4 children, including sons Sunny and Bobby. The relationship with Hema Malini created a complex family dynamic that would have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. In those days, such situations were handled with utmost discretion, away from the prying eyes of the media. The union between Dharmendra and Hema Malini produced 2 daughters, Esha and Ahana Deol, who would later follow in their parents' footsteps into the entertainment industry. This created a unique family structure where half-siblings grew up in different households, each carrying the weight and privilege of the Deol name in their own way. Enter Sunny Deol, born Ajay Singh Deol in 1956. From his earliest years, it was clear that he possessed his father's intensity and screen presence. But Sunny's path to stardom would be markedly different from his father's romantic hero image. While Dharmendra could effortlessly switch between romance and action, Sunny carved out a niche as Bollywood's ultimate angry young man. His debut film Baitab in 1983 introduced audiences to a new kind of leading man. Sunny wasn't just acting angry on screen, he was channeling a genuine intensity that seemed to come from somewhere deep within. His famous dialogue delivery, particularly in films like Gayal and Damini, became the stuff of legend. When Sunny Deol spoke on screen, audiences listened. The famous hand pump scene from Gayal didn't just showcase his physical strength, it became a cultural phenomenon. Fans would recreate the scene, and it established Sunny as an action hero who could make the impossible seem believable. His powerful voice and commanding screen presence made him the go-to actor for films that dealt with social justice and corruption. But being Dharmendra's son came with its own set of challenges. The film industry can be particularly harsh on star kids, with constant comparisons and unrealistic expectations. Sunny had to prove himself not just as an actor, but as someone worthy of carrying forward the family legacy. The pressure was immense, but he handled it with characteristic determination. Behind the scenes, the Deol family dynamics were complex and fascinating. Dharmendra's relationship with his children from both marriages required careful navigation. There were family gatherings, celebrations, and moments of tension that the public never saw. The patriarch worked hard to maintain relationships with all his children, ensuring that despite the unconventional family structure, love and respect remained paramount. Sunny's career trajectory took him through various phases. After establishing himself as an action hero, he ventured into direction with films that reflected his personal vision and values. His directorial efforts showed a man who wasn't content with just being in front of the camera. He wanted to tell stories that mattered to him personally. The political chapter of Sunny's life added another dimension to his public persona. When he decided to enter politics and contest elections, it showed a man who wanted to serve his constituents beyond entertainment. His political journey, though met with mixed reactions, demonstrated the same passion and intensity he brought to his film roles. Throughout all these career developments, the family bond remained strong. Dharmendra continued to be the guiding force, offering wisdom gleaned from decades in the industry. His advice wasn't just about acting techniques or career choices, it was about maintaining integrity and staying grounded despite fame and success. The next generation was already making its presence felt. Bobby Deol had carved his own path in the industry, while the daughters from Dharmendra's second marriage were exploring their own creative pursuits. Each family member brought something unique to the table while maintaining the core values that defined the Deol legacy. But the most anticipated moment was yet to come. The third generation was preparing to enter the spotlight, carrying forward traditions while creating their own identity. This transition would test everything the family had built over the decades. The entertainment industry had changed dramatically since Dharmendra's early days. Social media, digital platforms, and changing audience preferences meant that the new generation would face challenges their predecessors never imagined. How would they adapt while staying true to their roots? If you're finding these family dynamics as fascinating as we are, make sure to hit that like button and let us know in the comments what aspect of the Deol family story intrigues you most. And don't forget to subscribe to Things That Make You Go, because we're just getting started with this incredible saga. The story of Sunny Deol's family is far from over. What we've uncovered so far is just the beginning of a tale filled with triumphs, challenges, and revelations that will change how you see this legendary family forever. As the years rolled on, the Deol household became a masterclass in balancing tradition with modernity. Dharmendra, now the elder statesman of the family, watched with pride as his legacy took shape through his children's diverse paths. But what many didn't realize was how deeply involved he remained in shaping each career decision, each life choice. The family dinners at the Deol residence were legendary affairs. Picture this scene: Dharmendra at the head of the table, sharing stories from his early days in cinema, while Sunny listened intently, absorbing wisdom that no acting school could ever provide. These weren't just casual conversations, they were masterclasses in survival, integrity, and the art of staying relevant in an industry known for its fickleness. Hema Malini brought her own brand of grace and intelligence to these family gatherings. Her background as a trained classical dancer and her business acumen provided a different perspective on the entertainment industry. She wasn't just the beautiful actress everyone knew from the silver screen. She was a shrewd observer of human nature and industry politics, qualities that proved invaluable in guiding the younger generation. The relationship between the half-siblings was something that fascinated industry insiders. Despite growing up in different households, there was genuine affection and respect, among all of Dharmendra's children. Family celebrations became elaborate affairs where everyone came together, setting aside any potential complications to focus on what truly mattered: family unity. Sunny's transformation from the angry young man of the 80s to a more mature actor and eventually a politician revealed layers of his personality that audiences had never seen. His political journey wasn't just about seeking office, it was about channeling the same passion for justice that he had portrayed on screen into real-world action. The transition wasn't always smooth, but it demonstrated a man willing to step outside his comfort zone for causes he believed in. The film industry began changing rapidly in the 2000s. Multiplexes replaced single-screen theaters, international films gained popularity, and audience tastes evolved dramatically. For actors like Sunny, who had built their careers on a particular style and genre, adaptation became crucial. Some veterans faded away, unable to adjust to the new paradigms. But the Deols approached change differently. Instead of fighting the tide, they chose to ride it. Sunny began selecting roles that showcased different facets of his personality. His performances in films that required emotional depth rather than just physical intensity proved that there was much more to him than the stereotypical action hero image. Critics who had dismissed him as one-dimensional were forced to reassess their opinions. The family's approach to nurturing the next generation was methodical and thoughtful. Rather than rushing the third generation into the spotlight, there was careful preparation, training, and mentoring. Karan Deol, Sunny's son, grew up understanding both the privileges and responsibilities that came with his surname. What made Karan's journey particularly interesting was his exposure to filmmaking from behind the camera. Unlike previous generations who primarily focused on acting, he developed an understanding of direction, production, and the technical aspects of cinema. This comprehensive knowledge would prove invaluable when he finally stepped in front of the cameras. The decision to launch Karan in a romantic film rather than an action movie was strategic and significant. It showed the family's understanding that each generation must find its own voice, rather than simply copying what came before. The choice reflected confidence in Karan's abilities and a mature understanding of how the industry had evolved. Sunny's directorial ventures revealed another dimension of his creative personality. When he stepped behind the camera, audiences saw a filmmaker who was deeply concerned with social issues and family values. His directorial style was unpretentious and straightforward, much like his screen persona. These films might not have been commercial blockbusters, but they established him as someone with a distinct cinematic voice. The women of the Deol family played equally crucial roles in shaping the family's destiny. Hema Malini's daughters, Esha and Ahana, brought their own perspectives and talents to the entertainment industry. Their mother's guidance helped them navigate the complexities of being star children while maintaining their individual identities. Family traditions remained sacred despite the changing times. Festival celebrations, birthday parties, and milestone achievements were always collective affairs. These gatherings served multiple purposes. They reinforced family bonds, provided opportunities for the younger generation to learn from their elders, and created memories that would sustain them through challenging times. The business side of the entertainment industry required constant attention and smart decision-making. The Deols understood that talent alone wasn't enough for sustained success. Strategic career choices, financial planning, and maintaining relationships within the industry were equally important. This business acumen, passed down through generations, helped them weather various industry upheavals. Public perception management became increasingly important as media coverage intensified. The family learned to balance openness with privacy, sharing enough to maintain public interest while protecting their personal lives. This delicate balance required constant adjustment as social media and digital platforms changed the rules of celebrity engagement. The legacy question loomed large as the third generation prepared to take center stage. Would they be able to maintain the standards set by their predecessors? Could they adapt to contemporary audience expectations while staying true to family values? These were questions that only time would answer, but the preparation had been thorough and thoughtful. As we've seen, The Deol family story is one of evolution, adaptation, and unwavering commitment to excellence. But the most dramatic chapters were still to be written. The emergence of the third generation would test everything the family had built, revealing truths that would surprise even their most devoted fans. If you're as captivated by these family dynamics as we are, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Which aspect of the Deol family legacy intrigues you most? And don't forget to subscribe to things that make you go, because the most shocking revelations are yet to come. The story we're unraveling goes far beyond typical celebrity family drama. What lies ahead will challenge everything you thought you knew about this legendary dynasty. The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived when Karan Deol stepped into the spotlight with his debut film. But this wasn't just another star kid making his entrance into Bollywood. This was the culmination of decades of preparation, legacy building, and careful planning that stretched back to his grandfather's humble beginnings. What made Karan's launch particularly fascinating was the multi-generational involvement in his debut project. Sunny took on the director's role, Dharmendra served as producer, and suddenly you had 3 generations of Deols working together on a single film. This wasn't just a movie production, it was a family enterprise that showcased how the entertainment business had evolved within their household. The choice of a romantic storyline for Karan's debut sent ripples through the industry. Here was a young man from a family synonymous with intense action sequences and powerful dialogues, yet his first film focused on love, relationships, and emotional vulnerability. This decision revealed the family's sophisticated understanding of contemporary cinema and audience preferences. Behind the scenes, the dynamics were even more intriguing. Imagine the conversations during script readings, where grandfather, father, and son would discuss character motivations and story arcs. These weren't just professional discussions, they were intimate family moments where wisdom flowed naturally from one generation to the next. The pressure on Karan was unprecedented. Unlike his father and grandfather, who had entered the industry during different eras with different expectations, Karan faced the scrutiny of social media, instant reviews, and global audience reach. Every gesture, every dialogue delivery, every promotional appearance was analyzed and dissected by millions of viewers worldwide. From a village headmaster's son to a cinematic dynasty spanning 3 generations, the Deol family story proves that true legacy isn't just about fame or fortune. It's about values, resilience, and the courage to evolve while staying authentic. As Karan steps into his own spotlight, he carries forward not just a famous surname, but decades of wisdom, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication to craft. What aspects of this legendary family's journey surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if this story captivated you, and subscribe to Things That Make You Go for more untold tales that reveal the human side of stardom.